Hey, y'all. Today we have a fun video because guess where I'm going tonight, in 2.5 hours. I'm going to a singles event. It's a meetup on meetup.com. It's called, let me wait till that bus moves. Bye. Okay, it's called Singles in Austin 30s and 40s. It's at a nice hotel on Rainy Street. It looks like a lot of people sign up and a lot of people actually attend. I have read in the comments that there are typically a lot more men than women. Not mad about it. So here's a comment posted on one of the events. He says, guys, here's a tip. It's okay to talk with other guys as well as women, rather than complaining about the ratio. I know I've been the guy complaining about the ratio, and it is not a good look. I mean, it'd be cool if there were more women, but at the same time, okay.
Like, why would I complain?
So I want to make a few goals for myself. I want to talk to, is 10 different men too many? I want to intentionally, let's say 5 different men. I want to talk to different types of men. Like, I don't want to just go for the ones I think are attractive. I just want to see what's out there so I can report back.
In case my Austin people are watching.
And I'm also going to try to get the details on women. Since there are less women, let's say like 3 different women. And then the goal, I think, is to give at least one guy my number. I want to actually be excited about the guy, not just like to check this box. I want to meet one person who I vibe with, but maybe I'll figure out like what they enjoy doing for fun, just the overall vibe. What else? What their jobs are. Maybe the job's not even important. It's more just like what's their vibe. But we do want to know, like, do they have a stable income?
Stability.
I'm guessing it's people with a stable income. That's the vibe I get from the group. Who knows? Oh, and the ages. So it says 30s and 40s. But y'all, so story time. My friend and I were gonna go to a meetup, one of these meetups on Christmas, but I just forgot how old she was. So I sent it to her and she's like, yeah, I'm down. And then later I found out she's 56, but she never mentioned like, oh, it says 40s, 30s and 40s. Based on the vibes I'm getting from this group, I feel like a lot of other people will be there early. Yeah. So let's go. Well, let's go get dressed and then later we'll go. Hey. Getting ready. I like randomly decided to put blue eyeshadow on. I wasn't going to do mascara or eyeliner, but I was like, you know what? I have time. Why not? And then I had braided my hair and put like a lot of olive oil spray in. Okay, maybe I'll look in here. Y'all, this is new for me. I'm really trying to do more documenting for y'all. Okay. Oops, wrong tube. I love the wand on this, but it's out of mascara. So I use this one, which is full, but I use the wand from this one. I should just buy a new one. I know, but I don't. Okay. Let me move over. So this is the look. It's me. It's me. So I'm gonna go to the event. I don't know if I'll be able to film while I'm there. We'll see. Otherwise, I'll just report back. Sometimes I want to be present because I am going, honestly, to meet people. I'm not going just to make this video. So we'll see what happens. I'm an early bird. The event started at 6:30. I probably arrived at like 6:32. And I was a little hesitant, like, am I gonna be the first person there?
I wasn't.
There were already probably like 10 people there. So right away I was like, okay, we're off to a good start. I was not expecting that. Okay, so the hotel has a virtual reality space. Like, how perfect, because I forgot to film. So here's where I walked in from. And then I straight went right over here. So this is the area we were in. We had the entire thing. The head of the group named Cynthia was right here with the little booth where she was checking people in. Well, really, she was just giving name tags, which so helpful. Like, why don't we do more name tags? I remembered everyone's name because I saw it on their name tag. Game changer. So I put my name tag on, and right away there was a man standing pretty close to Cynthia. And I was like,
Let me just go talk to him.
so I started chatting with him, and he was very friendly. Like, chatting was easy. Definitely nerdy, definitely on the nerdy side. Like, we talked about computer passwords, how to make the best password. Based on our conversation, he definitely seemed to still be figuring himself out. This seemed to be a way of him like dipping his toes into dating and getting comfortable with putting himself out there again. He was 38.
And I approached him first.
Then I continued on. I sit down and start chatting with them. Two nice guys, definitely professionals. I got the vibe that they worked in sales. One of them had moved here for work.
But he was like obsessed with Houston.
The other one I chatted with more, and he brought up the point he's not sure that going to a singles meetup is necessary. He was like, why not just go to a book club with the assumption that there are going to be singles there? I will say, I think that's a good point. Okay, so now let's talk about the women that were there. The women were very similar to myself. And I will say, I only chatted with women who showed up solo. There were definitely quite a few women who showed up with their girlfriends. And y'all, it's crazy how intimidating I felt it was to go chat with them. You know, like, because there were women who were like, say, in a group of 3 and they clearly all showed up together and they were chatting. A part of me was like, yeah, I could go up to them, but they just seemed to already have their own thing. And I kind of felt like I would be intruding on like their thing. So I will say, I see why men would prefer to approach women that are on their own. I do as well. Just trying to meet women as friends, it's easier for me to approach women that are on their own. So all the women I met were similar to me in that they're like free-spirited, solo travelers, love to meet new people type of people. And y'all, the turnout, wow, the people just kept flooding in to the point that we filled up all of Brass Poppy and we had to overflow into like the lounge area. That's not what it's called. It's not called the lounge area. What is it called? Into the lobby. We overflowed into the lobby. We were mainly in here, but it got so crowded that people overflowed into this area and people were overflowing into this area. There are a lot of singles in Austin. The men that I spoke with were a lot of software engineers, which I also just think there are quite a few software engineers in Austin. I approached all of the men I spoke with, aside from the very last man I spoke with, which I had been given advice from a dating coach before, like, hey, a lot of men might just be nervous to talk to you, like, try approaching them and see what happens. I may have just approached them before they even had a chance to approach me. So in the end, I ended up talking with 7 different men. And of those 7 men, I would say one I like considered going and asking to get his contact info. He actually got my YouTube. So, hey, if you're watching this, I did not exchange contact information with anyone. I got one woman's Instagram and then I gave one guy my YouTube, but that was it. He did tell me though that he'll comment on a video. So
get in those comments, honey.
Get in those comments. I did get offered a drink.
I didn't get offered a drink.
From what I remember, the turnout of women seemed to be really good, and there were some beautiful women who I'm sure are talented and smart and fun. I almost think that men, for meeting women, like this seemed like a good spot. In the very beginning, I felt like some awkwardness at the event. Like maybe people were hesitant to approach other people. But as we all know, liquid courage is a thing. As people were drinking more alcohol, you started to see more and more people chatting. And people were really friendly. Everyone I spoke to was nice. I would see fairly often like one person sitting alone and then someone maybe of the same gender, maybe of a different gender, go up to them and say like, hey, I'm chatting with these people. You want to join? Like it was very inclusive, very invite other people in. I did feel like it was a certain subset of people, which of course, like there is something in common that these people sought out a singles event and went. I felt like the men were more introverted and the women were more outgoing that I met. Then I'm like, that's just women in general. I think in general, women are more like bubbly, moving around, chatty. Although there were a lot of men, there were still women that weren't chatting with anyone. There seemed to be enough to go around. Oh, y'all, like as the night went on, I did like see one woman that I had met in the beginning. She was with a man. They were really cute. He had his arm around her. I saw like them start with no arm around her, and within like 30 minutes, that arm was around her. Like, I bet they're still seeing each other. I felt the vibes. All in all,
I recommend it.
it was a good experience. Do I feel like I'll go to another one? I'm not opposed.
I'm not opposed.
Depending on the mood you're in, you attract different things. I was a little tired and like kind of wanting to be on my sofa, but kind of forcing myself to get out of my comfort zone and go. Now that I've been once, I do think going again would be nice. Yeah, I should probably go again. You attract what you are. I do think I would like to go back with a different mindset or with more energy and see how it goes. But I think that getting out of your comfort zone in general is just a good thing. So if you've considered singles events, but you're nervous, etc., I would say you should just do it.
Just do it.
And the people were really nice. And it's fun to work on approaching people. And this was an easy way to work on like putting myself out there and approaching people first and seeing that it's not scary and people are welcoming and that. Okay, so now let's see if I can somehow turn everything I just said into a video that y'all enjoy. You know what I will ask? Here we go. Warming it up. Like, comment, subscribe, and I need to go this direction. Ring the notification bell. And I will be back next week on Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Time. Be kind. Love y'all.